You're listening to the Drinks in a Movie podcast, hosted by Rudy Ruiz. Spoiler alert.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Drinks in a Movie podcast. We are finishing up the Lord of the Rings series. Today we're discussing 2003's Return of the King. I've got Shane with me here live in person to discuss this film. We both saw the extended cut in theaters on Sunday. I think it's January 21st as we record this, and we just saw this over the past weekend. I'm going to be drinking a special bottles that I got signed by Fred No himself, even though I kind of fucked it up. This is the 2025 release of Baker's 13 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, coming in at 107 proof. Glad to finally have a bottle of this. I'm going to talk about this a little later, though. I just want to get into this movie, and I'm going to warm up with some regular Baker's number 7, and this probably deserves to open up a little bit anyway. So I'll pour just a little taster, and then, wow, look at that color difference already. I guess it's maybe not as much as I thought, but a little bit.
I was like,
it's just like the light.
Brown.
Yeah. But yeah, Baker's 13. So we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm just going to warm up my palate with Baker's 7, which has definitely fallen out of grace for me over the last few years, but...
When you say falling out of grace, what do you mean?
I just mean it's not as good as I used to think. I used to love Baker's a lot.
Okay.
And they're single barrel products, so maybe my bottle's just not that great, but it just hasn't hit for me the way it used to. It used to be like one of my favorites.
Okay.
And this one just doesn't really do it for me. And I've even blinded it against like 2 other bottles that are cheaper that performed better than this one.
Okay.
So whatever though, it's fine. I'll just warm up with it. Baker's 13 I haven't had in a while. I get it at the Cove every once in a while. I hear that the 2025 release is pretty damn good. But we'll see. I'll get into that in a little bit. And I do have Knob Creek 12 here because I think it would be interesting to compare that to Baker's 13. They're both Jim Beam products. They're both bourbons. Baker's is just 107 proof, whereas Knob Creek is 100 proof. But Knob is 12 years old, and you can get it for like $65, $70. Whereas Baker's 13 SRP is like 170 or something.
So, really?
Yeah. So
you think it's just branding? This is
maybe, probably. I guess we'll find out.
The Kirkland stuff is made in the same factory.
But yeah, man, here we go, dude. Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, the finale.
The eye of the enemy is moving. The end has come.
Every day, Frodo moves closer to Mordor. How do we know Frodo is alive? What does your heart tell you?
Come, Master. Come to Smeagol. This is your test. Every path you have trod through wilderness, through war, has led to this road.
The enemy will never let Aragorn come to the throne of Gondor.
It is time. Give him the sword of the king.
Become who you were born to be.
The precious will be ours.
He means to murder us! Never! I'm not sending him away. Come, Smeagol.
Orders said the pieces are moving.
He is here.
We come to it at last.
I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of man fails. When we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day.
Whatever happens, stay with me.
This day, we fight!
All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you.
We shall see the Shire again.
You gave away your life's grace. I cannot protect you anymore.
We cannot achieve victory through strength of arms.
Not for ourselves.
But we can give Frodo a chance.
This movie follows the crew post-Battle of Helm's Deep. They're kind of recouping. Frodo and Sam are still on the way to Mordor, or to Mount Doom, I should say, to be specific. And that's a horrible synopsis. So I'm gonna pull. Yeah, they're still walking to the volcano, guys. Still walking over there. Let me read this off. I got to get better at the synopses. Let me read this. Gandalf and Aragorn lead the world of men against Sauron's army to draw his gaze from Frodo and Sam as they approach Mount Doom with the One Ring. So I think this one deserves kind of talking about, I guess, in order, like scene by scene. So let's kind of go through it this way. And where I'll start with is, because you and I talked about this after we both saw Two Towers, we were chatting a little bit and you were talking about like, you're looking forward to the final confrontation between Gandalf and Saruman.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen and Christopher Lee. Mm-hmm. And I remember you were talking about you couldn't remember if they had like a big fight or what happened. So in the beginning of the movie, and this one, much like Fellowship, picks up right where Two Towers leaves off. So it's Isengard, right? That's where they were, where the trees attacked and destroyed all the orc people and all that. Mm-hmm. So we get that confrontation. Not quite what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I didn't remember the fire magic at all. You remember that part where he shoots the fire?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't remember that. In my mind, it was all like from Fellowship where they're just throwing each other on the walls and stuff. And I kind of mixed that in with this one. So yeah, it was nothing like I thought. And then, have you seen the behind the scenes thing where he's like, well, that's not the sound you make when you get stabbed?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is this what they're referring to?
It's that scene because, he gets stabbed in the back by Brad Dourif.
Okay.
Worm tongue or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, Peter, that's not how people do it. Like the air's being taken. Because Christopher Lee has probably killed people. Like you guys should look into his history. Like Christopher Lee does have an insane history and like might as well be James Bond. Like he was in the Secret Service and shit in the military and like destabilized countries, like did crazy. That dude's he even had a metal band before he died. Like that dude's gnarly.
True,
He's a James Bond villain. Ian Fleming was his cousin. Sorry, I always take it back to James Bond. But so he's got a crazy history. I'm sure he knows exactly what it's like to stab someone
and maybe go out of someone.
And maybe get stabbed himself. Who knows? But yeah, I do love that clip of them talking about it.
Yeah, so it starts with that battle, and to me, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even call it a battle. It was just they're kind of at a...
You're cornered.
Yeah, they're at like a face-off. Mm-hmm. And then really, it's like they're about to make a move at each other. I think Saruman was about to make a move, but that's when Brad Dourif like stabs him in the back. Mm-hmm. You know, and then he just falls off and has like that kind of slightly unceremonious death of just like getting impaled on something or something.
Which I wonder if that's I almost said comic book accurate, but accurate to the book.
I think, oh man, I forget. Again, I haven't read the books or really looked into them, but I think I heard in some video that it's actually a little different, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'll just remind everybody that this is basically my first time watching these movies. I haven't seen them since their original release. I was never a big fan. So I'm basically watching this for the first time. So I'm approaching it as just like a movie fan and like I'm just taking what the movie's giving me. So there will possibly be some hot takes. So please don't get offended or some things that, maybe I don't understand that you understand because you understand the lore in the books, but I don't. But one thing that's interesting was that scene was originally supposed to be the final scene of Two Towers.
Okay, yeah.
But then Peter Jackson decided, I guess in the book it's that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so Peter
I
Jackson
think
said,
so.
like, nah, let's start it.
because he's like, we can't do like Helm's Deep and then end the movie on like that.
Yeah.
No, he's like, we should just save it for the
I think that
beginning.
made it better, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision.
I think it's a good way to start the third too.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily worrying about the ending, but worrying about the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like you start like on a good note, I feel like, with that.
Yeah, pretty high note. Like it's crazy. I was not expecting him to go out like that because he's been like the physical kind of primary antagonist for those first two films.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was very surprising to me because I didn't remember either. I was like, I don't remember what happens to him, how he's going to go out. Are they going to have a final fight? And then, he just kind of gets stabbed in the back.
I didn't really even realize that. That is kind of the physical bad guy because there's Sauron, but he's the eye.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked into that too. In the book, there's a body. The eye is not really a thing in the book. They reference it like Frodo says he sees the eye, but I don't think it's like the thing in the sky like it is.
Yeah, it's like they can feel the presence,
Yes.
but how do you reflect that in a movie?
Which I think is great. But and now that you're saying that, I'm like, okay, there really was no like physical. This is the big bad boss at that point. It's just a tower, you know?
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, oh, that is interesting. So who was the kind of quote unquote, but I guess it's a bigger thing at that point. It's the fight for man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. What even happens from there? I mean, we jump
The 4-hour movie. What happens from there?
What else happens? Well, we get. I mean, we go back to Sam and Frodo and that whole ordeal,
and then they're right there at the door, and then they get captured.
Yeah,
they're there like 3 times before they finally get in.
Here's the thing, and I guess I'll jump to this point of it. Like, let's talk about the Sam Frodo because we have everybody else, and then we have like the Sam Frodo Gollum, right? Yeah. So I think the tension building here between the three of them is really well done. It's set up extremely well in the previous movie, right? We end on that kind of cliffhanger, for lack of a better term, of like Gollum talking to himself. Oh, we're going to lead them into into the tunnel.
You start to feel for Gollum in that movie. In Two Towers. Yeah. You start to feel for him. You're like, oh, you kind of want him to turn around and be a good guy, which is cool.
You empathize. Yeah. Like you're kind of with Frodo in that way where he's like not being, you empathize. Yeah. And there's, the fuck is that? There's some great moments in there too, in that second movie where you see Frodo, like where he looks at Gollum with like so much pity.
Yeah.
And like, this thing is pathetic. And he feels so, and he conveys that so well. I think I forgot to talk about that in the last episode. And we get that continuing here. And Sam is like trying to come around to him, but he knows what's up. And I mean, anyway, Gollum tries to frame Sam once they get up to the top of the stairs. They get into this big argument. And this is a moment that I forgot, but I've remembered once I was sitting in the theater watching it, is when they're like fighting up there over like he threw the bread over and it's a trick and he's trying to make me look bad. And Gollum's like, no, he wants the ring for himself and all that. And they're like duking it out up there on the fucking ledge of that mountain. It made me remember like the first time I saw this, because I didn't know the story. I was like, Sam's going to die. Like they're setting him up to die and it's going to be the saddest death, like the worst part of the movie. And even though I knew, like, I didn't remember what happened, but I know he makes it, it like still made me nervous. I thought that whole sequence was like very impactful. Yeah. How'd you feel about that part?
I liked it. Yeah, I guess I kind of, this time around, I obviously knew what happened. I'm trying to think how I felt as a kid, but it is good. It's I like seeing, it's also kind of like reflecting on how the ring is finally getting to Frodo, Yeah. And how he's becoming more like Gollum. And then how Sam is like, Frodo wouldn't make it without Sam. And
hell no.
Yeah. So it's a good point. But even right before that too, like you were saying, there was the scene with Faramir
Faramir, yeah.
Remember where Frodo kind of sold him out? And that's kind of when Gollum, like, for sure was like, okay, fuck these guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but then when Faramir lets him go, Sam is like, we had to do that. We were trying to protect you, blah, blah, blah. So you could even see Sam's trying to come around. And
he's trying, yeah. He's definitely trying.
Yeah.
But he's always keeping his eye open. And Sam, like, you clearly see this in the previous 2 movies, but this one really cemented it for me. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, but Sean Astin, number one, does not get enough credit for what he brought to that role. He brought everything, man. He shows so much range. Nobody talks about that. Like, did he even get nominations? Well, I got to look that up in a second.
Yeah.
But because, it's all Elijah Wood and Viggo Mortensen, Ian McKellen, all these people. But, like, Sean Astin as Sam, man, portrays that character so well and has so much humanity and so much grit and just, like, loyalty. He's, like, the ultimate ride or die friend. But he goes through this whole roller coaster of, like, every emotion in the book on this journey, more so than I think anybody else maybe. And when they, like, break up, or when he's like, go home, Sam.
And he's freaking crying.
And he's crying. He goes all the way down. And when he sees, like, the bread at the bottom and he looks up and he's got to go, man. And, he saves him from the spider, like, all that shit, dude. Like, he makes everything happen and even gets him out of the tower.
Dude, he makes literally everything happen. It's about Frodo, but
he literally carries him on his, like, when they're, like, crawling.
I can't carry the ring for you, Mr. Frodo, but I can carry you. That's so good.
And he picks him up and he's just taking him up that mountain. And it's, like, incredible. And it's so heartbreaking. Like, I almost think more of, like, Sam. I guess I'm more in his perspective when they get into Mount Doom, when they're inside the fucking place, and he's holding
Elijah
it over.
Wood turn around.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you waiting for?"
No, he looks so sad. He's like,
dude.
"Fuck!"
And I forgot that had happened. That Frodo, and let's face it, Frodo failed the mission.
He did
in the final moment.
Yeah.
He failed in the last stretch. The only reason it worked out is Gollum is the only reason.
In a sense,
it worked out. And I forgot that he literally, like, bit his finger off to get there. I appreciate that, like, just the raw, like, he needs to have this thing that he's gonna bite his finger off. But it's such a sad moment. And Sam's just an amazing character. And there's the dog on this tip though. One of the aspects in terms of, like, the storytelling. Now, Return of the King is a great movie. It's legendary for sure. We know that. I think it won 11 Academy Awards or something. Best Picture. Understood. But I have. Well, and tell me how you feel about this. I'd be curious to hear other people too if they have a comment. Is the storytelling has been so good, but this part kind of bothered me because I thought it was so contrived, so convenient. When, after the whole spider ordeal, the orcs take away Frodo because Sam thinks he's dead. He thinks he's trying to save him. He thinks he's done. So he's got to hide. He hears that he's alive. The orcs take him. They're in the tower. A ton of orcs, Urukai, whatever the hell they are. Well, because one of them, like, bumped into another one. And so all the orcs in Urukai literally all fought each other and, like, killed each other. So then Sam's just able to walk in.
Yeah.
And it's like 100 dead bodies.
Yeah.
It was just it was like too contrived, man. It's like, dude, the story's been so good up to this point because I'm over here thinking, like, how the fuck is Sam going to get in there? How are they? Yeah. Like, I'm literally like, how are they going to do this, man? Like, they're in the final tower or whatever. Oh, all the orcs, like, killed each other. And he fought, like, what, 2 of them? Yeah. Sure. And then they just, like, stroll out of there. Yeah. Granted, later they have to put the armor on. And there's that tense scene when they're, like, walking with the platoon and they almost get caught up.
Again,
but up to that point,
I didn't really think about that. That does kind of suck. I wonder if it was, like, one of those things like, dude, this movie's already 4 hours. Like, we gotta. I wonder what it's like in the book in that transition. Yeah. I'm really curious if that's how it was written, that he just slips by, or because this is supposed to be this big bad place that full of orcs and
it was just
Uruk-hai
way too convenient.
Yeah.
Like, I want the chainmail. No, okay, we're gonna kill each other and all that shit. Like,
well, I think there is supposed to, like, throughout the movies, there's supposed to be tension between the Uruk-hai and the orcs.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, they do a good job showing that from the very beginning. So I understand that, but
to conveniently,
it was too much. Like, and there was like,
and then
it's
for
a whole
everyone to get involved.
Yeah, it's a whole tower of them. It wasn't just like 4 of them. It's like Sam walks in and it's just like piles of dead bodies. Like, that I thought was like a pretty weak moment when we're getting into the final. I never even thought
about that. That's funny. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
But man, Samwise Gamgee, man, what a great character.
So I really do like Sam, but do you think he actually, like, through all the movies, like, do you think he has a good character development, or is he kind of the same guy through and through?
I think he's kind of the same guy. Like, he has character development in that he for sure gains confidence and strength and more grit than he ever thought he had. Like, when I think about the first movie, Fellowship of the Ring, I can't imagine that guy standing up to a giant fucking spider to protect his friend who, like, just yelled at him. You know, I don't see that at all.
Fellowship, so I should have ran it. I don't remember it too much, but yeah.
But yeah, I think the Sam of the first movie would not have. I mean, granted, he almost fucking drowned for his friend, but, you know, I don't think he would have done that, you know? So I think there is some degree of development.
Yeah.
And you see that at all. I will say, like, I think my favorite shot of the whole movie, maybe the whole trilogy. I just thought this was such a great moment. I'm jumping to the very end, like after the ring, where everything's all said and done. They get back to the Shire. You know, Frodo says it's been, I think, 13 months to the day since we first left to go on this mission. And I love when they're like pulling in and they're all like kind of knighted up and dressed nice. And like, oh, what's that? It's like the 4 of them, you know, the Merry, Pippin, Sam,
Is this
and Frodo.
at the wedding?
Before the wedding, like when they first get back.
Okay.
And the people look at them like no one gives a shit.
No one even knows.
Yeah. And there's this great moment. I thought it was so powerful when they are like at the bar or they're at the hangout or at the lodge and they have their beers, they have their pints. It made me want to drink a beer. I should have bought one for this. But when the 4 of them are like sitting down with their pints and they just kind of look at each other and like nobody says anything because at this point, like, what do you say? There's nothing to say. Like, they've all been to hell and back. Everyone almost died. They're like back home. Everyone's cheering and having a good time. They finally got their weed and their beer, and they just kind of look at each other and drink.
This is what we wanted to get back to.
Yeah, dude, I just thought that was such a great, powerful moment. Like, just silence. Like, no one had to say anything. There's no like, man, well, that was a crazy adventure, wasn't it? It just, And then Sam, character development, right, sees that girl he likes and he goes and fucking marries her. And I like when they're about to die on the mountain, the lava's coming down, they're going to burn to death any minute now. He's like, I would marry her or whatever. And, it's so good. I think the last line, you know, we were seeing that the last line of the book is the last line in the movie. And I think that's such a great last line too. It's like, I used to love when I was young, when I was a kid and I'd read a book, I would skip to the last page and just read the last sentence, nothing else, like no context, just because I was curious. Well, I don't do that anymore, but I just like doing that. And I love that the last line, I don't know, there's something just like so strong about it. Is just Sam saying, well, I'm back or something, or I'm back now or whatever it is. Like, again, is so... They went on this crazy epic quest. People got killed and hurt, and they went through all this shit. Frodo's gone at this point, you know? And he's just like, well, I'm back. God, so good.
And I think that kind of also plays into the type of people that the Shire represents. Like, they're very... they're all supposed to be very, like, we don't care about the what's going on. Like, we're so, I guess, self-centered, for lack of a better word. This is my home. This is, you know, this is all I've known. This is all I'll ever know. And he just comes back to it. Yeah. But I think Pippin and Merry have really good character development too. I think that, I don't even know which one's which to begin. I just...
I think Merry's the guy from Lost and Pippin's the other one. Pippin's the one that was in Gondor with Gandalf. Okay. And I think Merry's the one that was with Eowyn. Okay. Who's with like Theoden and Aragorn and all them.
Did you like the I'm No Man?
So I'll tell you what, man.
What did you think? Did you think that was like the females?
In this movie, and I wonder if that's in the book. I bet you it is, but it felt earned. It didn't feel like it was pushed and stupid. It didn't feel like that moment in Avengers Endgame where they're all like walking up all of a sudden and it just kind of lame. Like it felt earned. Like they've been planting those seeds since the second movement or the second movie. And I mean, it didn't bother me. I thought that was a great moment. Like no man can kill me, and then the helmet comes off or whatever, and I'm no man, and just fucking takes his head off or stabs him in the face. I don't know. In this movie, it worked for me completely.
And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm almost positive the following scenes were extended scenes where she was like all passed out from her arm from taking the hit to the shield or whatever.
Yeah,
that was like extended, and I thought that was a little.
So that was another one of the moments that, in terms of the storytelling, right, kind of like the contrived third act or whatever, was Frodo and friends. Like that was another part that I'm like, man, Peter Jackson's like operating on a 5-pack instead of a 6-pack right now. And I figured it had to be the extended one. Okay. And you know it's bad so that moment happens, right? She kills the lead Nazgul guy, whatever. Nice big moment. You know, she flips her hair and all that. But when Carl Urban, who I forgot was even in these movies, I forgot to mention that last time. That's his name, right? Carl Urban, Billy the Butcher. But when he shows up and he's like holding her and he's like, no, and she's passed out. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, is that her? Like she died? And there was literally, you know, it's bad when people.
Yeah, so I thought she died.
Yeah. You know, it's bad when people in the audience audibly, like numerous pockets of people were like whispering to their neighbors, like, yo, when did she die?
Yeah.
Like
I literally did too.
Yes,
I did
like,
too. I was like,
people
what?
literally said that out
she doesn't
loud.
Die?
Yeah.
I was like, she doesn't die?
And that's a bad question to get, man. And then all of a sudden we cut to what I knew had to be an extended scene because it felt so out of context, where then she's like laying down. You think it's her funeral. Aragorn rubs her face. She opens her eyes. It's like, all right, yeah, that's what I thought. She's alive. And then next thing you know, it's like slow motion of her walking into a room in a white gown. And then Faramir walks in and looks at her. Yeah. And obviously they're going to hook up now because she's like really been wanting a dude.
And she's got rejected by Aragorn.
And that was one of those moments.
She's really been wanting a dude for real.
And that's one of those moments, like extended cut moments where it's like, yeah, leave this shit out. Like that added nothing. I really didn't need to know that she passed out and then woke up. And then her and Faramir looked at each other and are now going to date, you know? Didn't need it one bit.
This movie did have my favorite extended scene, though, out of all the... Well, I didn't watch Fellowship extended, but between Two Towers and this one, the mouth of Sauron, or Saruman, the mouth of Sauron...
Sauron's the eye. Saruman was Christopher Lee.
The mouth of Sauron, that part?
I don't remember that.
In the extended,
the mouth of Sauron,
the guy that comes out to the gate and Aragorn just cuts off his head and he has a big old sharp teeth and he's like,
oh yeah. Oh, that's extended.
That's extended, dude.
Yeah, I thought that was sick. That was cool.
That was so dope.
That whole like creature design was pretty
extended. I'm almost positive extended.
Yeah, no, I did like that. Creature design was cool.
Yeah, because I don't remember that at all.
When he throws out the chainmail from Frodo, and they're all like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But he got
that voice was sick too, and then the design was cool.
You know, and that's one thing. I'm going to talk about Baker's 13 first, then we'll. Oh wow! So Baker's 13 2025 release. My bottle signed by Fred No himself.
Who's that?
The master distiller.
Oh, dope! You bought it from the distillery?
No, I got it at I forget where, but he was at Mission Wine and Spirits doing like a signing, and then you can buy some bottles there. I got like a bunch of them signed because I'm a nerd. So a lot of cherry, like a nice kind of medicinal cherry with some grape, kind of like Buffalo Trace vibes actually, but with the classic like Jim Beam note. And that's it. Maybe a little bit of like a savory vibe too. I'm just going to go in. Cheers, everyone. Well, a lot of vanilla, a lot more spice than the regular Baker's. I'd say a little more of like maybe not tobacco. I don't know what it is. Maybe a little more like a leather vibe.
Do they actually put tobacco in whiskey?
No, but some of them, when they're aged, you can just get a little bit of that taste.
Okay.
Yeah, vanilla, a little bit of the grape coming through, maybe a little more char, black pepper, Tobacco probably wasn't the right call. I'd say more like leathery. But yeah, it's all right. I feel like I've had better experiences with this in the past. I'm going to pour a little bit of Knob Creek 12, and then I'll do a little side-by-side in a little bit. But so I did want to say next, we're talking about some of the not as great story moments. Is I will say, and tell me if you felt this way. From the get-go, I did feel like from a visual effects standpoint, this movie was not as good as the first two. Did you feel that way at all? Or was
you
that
think
just
because
me?
it had to do so much more versus the other ones?
I don't know, man.
All
maybe
the elephants and all that, like
maybe, but there were even some other shots, like the basic like green screen or composition shots that like didn't look quite as good. And it stood out to me really quickly, like within the first hour of the movie, maybe even less. Like even when they're in Isengard talking to Christopher Lee, it just didn't look as refined. And mind you, I mean, I've watched these movies basically back to back, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So my reference point is like close. And it almost made me wonder, and maybe it's just me. I don't know if you didn't feel that way. It might just be me, but it almost made me wonder if by the time it came to this movie, it was like, we got to hit that release date. We got to keep moving. Since they were, year after year, I almost wonder if they hit a point where they had to maybe rush it a little bit. Again, it's a great movie.
Can you think of a specific scene where like for sure?
The whole Isengard thing in the beginning, I think didn't look as refined as other spots. Okay. And again, just other green screen stuff, some of the battle scenes. But to your point, when you've got the elephants and all that big stuff, there is a ton going on.
Yeah.
Like even more so than Helm's Deep, but and I don't know, honestly, like green screen shots, even some of the stuff with Golem, like didn't look as texturally sound as some other moments. I mean, the spider looked really good. All that shit looked great, but
yeah. I don't think I paid too much attention to that. Was what is the city, the mountain city that they're in on the mountainside?
It's Gondor, right?
That's Gondor.
There's another.
Do you know if that was practical or mostly CGI?
It looked like CG. It looked like both. Okay. Like a lot of the big wide, like swooping shots,
for sure CG.
For sure look CG.
Yeah.
But then clearly there's like some degree of set built when they're like in there. So I think it's just both. That was
cool.
Let's talk about not the king, but the steward, because he's not officially but like Boromir and Faramir's
To be honest, like I don't even really understand that because Aragorn is supposed to take the throne, but because he wasn't there, they've had someone in his place.
Yeah, something like that. That dude's he's the steward.
Yeah.
Because Aragorn hasn't accepted it or hasn't become it. I don't really know.
Yeah, I need to look.
But that guy was such a terrible character. Not like he didn't belong in the movie, but like there's a lot of really good people and noble people and warriors.
He's a slime bag,
And this guy's just a fucking
scene where he's
dick.
fucking eating and he sent his son out to die.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good editing right there. That was really good.
And he's like, sing me a song or whatever.
Yeah, he's all...
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It was like blood running down his chin.
His son just riding out to go get freaking murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
And then he just goes haywire. And like I did like when people cheered when Gandalf like just hits him with his pole. And he's like, stand your ground, everybody. We're going to... Because he started freaking out. He's like, run for your lives, abandoned post or whatever. And Gandalf just knocks him out. He's just like, nope, go back to your ship. We're fighting.
Yeah, you realize that was him running off the cliff, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That was kind of an interesting ending to his character, to be honest.
Wow, Knob Creek 12 smells really good. Oh, man. The Baker's 13 by comparison definitely smells like it's got more age. Now more of the sweet oak coming out. Knob Creek 12 is kind of close. I don't know. You want to smell these at least and see because they're not. So this is Knob Creek 12, like a $60 to $70 bottle. This is Baker's 13.
This is like a more expensive bottle?
Yeah. Does have a little more depth. They're kind of similar. The 13 does have a little more of the oak going on. Let's taste the 12 real quick. Yeah, man, the 12 does not have as much spice, as much kick. Definitely not as viscous. Kind of similar in the flavor. Like it's not too far off to be honest, but like isn't as rich. Granted, Baker's is like...
What's the viscosity represent?
Viscosity, well, it's like the thickness.
No, yeah,
right?
I know, but like what does that usually mean? Like it was stored cooler or something, or do you know? Or
there's more of
X,
what
Y, and
causes
Z
that?
inside of it. Yeah.
I'm not sure when it comes to that, like the texture.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Who knows? Any number of factors.
So would you say you like it more runny or thick?
I like it more viscous. Yeah, more
Okay.
like oily.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not like much more, just a little bit. But the Baker's is definitely richer, would be the best way I could put it.
Okay.
A little more depth. Yeah, they're both bangers though. Hell yeah. I'm glad I finally got a Baker's 13. It's about time. Took me a few years. But yeah, I mean, some of those story points were pretty wacky.
Yeah, he
what
tries
else?
to burn his son, and yeah, his character seemed like the type to try to hold on to power at all costs, and then he just kind of gives up.
Yeah, it just
really
kind of
quick.
goes haywire like immediately. And yeah, when he's trying to burn his son alive, it's like really weird and just an odd character, just a terrible person. I gotta say, man, that moment, Arwen's talking to, I forget her father's name, Agent Smith, about, and we were talking about this earlier. Like, I didn't quite understand how
Elrond.
all of a sudden she's like connected to the ring, and as it
I got
does this,
super
she's like
confused, too.
dying now. It's like, what?
I got super confused, and I don't know if that was extended or what, but
Yeah. But she tells him, put together that sword. He's got to come back, and I've had the vision of us having a kid, like, do it. And when he finds Aragorn and he's finally like about it, and he takes that shit out and he's like, you got to take this and claim your place or whatever. I can only imagine that when that movie initially came out in theaters in 2003, that was
Everyone's like,
a 100% like clapping.
Yeah.
Like there was a little bit of that the other night. But you can just tell, even the way it's like set up and framed, and he does it like it was like designed to be a crowd applause moment.
He like doesn't pull it out right away either, right?
Yeah.
He like gives it a moment. Yeah. But I did look into it because I was confused as shit too, and I was like, how is she connected to the ring all of a sudden? Because in the movie they made it seem like the evil forces are taking over the land, and because of that, she's becoming weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
But I guess this is according to ChatGPT. So if you're like super into Tolkien, don't get mad at me. Apparently, it's because she's choosing mortality.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the ring. She's choosing mortality, so her like magic is kind of leaving her.
Yeah.
And as darkness takes over the land, the possibility of her dying is becoming more real. Gotcha. Okay. So that's basically what that part's getting at. But yeah, the movie did kind of make it more confusing.
That is another thing. So there's a whole situation where they got to take the boat to the Neverland or the faraway land or the ever living land, whatever, where the elves are going. And she was going to do that in the previous movie, but then bails. And at the end of this movie, Bilbo, Gandalf, and the big thing at the end is that Frodo also goes on the ship to Neverland. And so I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry, everybody. But so I imagine that's like the afterlife, like they're going to die and that's like their heaven.
No.
Is that no?
No, because elves don't die. Elves are what is the word? Immortal. It's like a great beyond, I guess. I don't know.
Like heaven.
I wouldn't consider it heaven because you have to die to get to heaven.
But some kind of afterlife in this fantasy world, like that's what it sounds like. Someone leave a comment and explain it to me.
Yeah, I
because I was
don't
like,
think
well,
it- yeah.
Frodo, and then it's like, oh, Bilbo was invited to go, but also Gandalf's going too. He's just gonna go off and die.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Frodo's
an
gonna
afterlife
die.
thing. I think it's like well, then I saw ChatGPT was telling me that like this whole story, the whole lore, going all the way back to Margoth or whatever, the quote unquote devil before Sauron. It's kind of about like magic leaving the world and the world becoming the world of men.
Right.
So wherever they go is part of the magic leaving the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Leaving the Middle Earth and leaving it to become the world of man.
Yeah.
But
And I can kind of see that because they bring that up a lot. It's like man's time and men our time and all. Yeah. I kind of figured that does make sense.
But I don't think it's supposed to be like a heaven. I mean, we could look it up, but Yeah, it's supposed to just be like I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they talk about it in Rings of Power too. They talk about it in like everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess maybe read the book. You'd have a better idea.
Well, I have to say the whole ghost thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, the
he
ghost thing
rolls
is
over there with
fun.
the ghost. It made for a really great shot when they're like charging him. The whole battle sequence is pretty cool too, man. It's epic. They got that great music, Theoden's hitting everyone's spears and all that stuff.
You
man.
like Legolas riding up the elephant tusk and
yeah, it was kind of
taking
cool.
out a whole elephant.
It was kind of cool.
That's what I was gonna say. I really like the I feel like in like modern Marvel movies, humor is like really pushed and forced, and like they focus on it a lot. And I feel like this movie has a lot of good humor in it, but it's not like a comedy.
Yeah,
and it's not forcing it, it's not pushing it, but there's a lot of good comedy relief, and not even just from like Gimli and Legolas. Like every character kind of has their moments where some funny shit happens. Even Gandalf busts some jokes and shit. But I feel like it's really good at lightening the mood when it needs to.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. It's balanced very well. And yeah, to your point, we don't like see that done as well. You brought up Gimli, and I have to say, because he's very much like a comic relief guy most of the time. But John Rhys Davies, like his makeup in this movie is so good.
Yeah.
Like he looks like just a real guy. That's a real dude right there.
We were watching the recap before. I didn't even realize that was the dude from Indiana
Sala.
Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even. It like totally clicked when he said Indiana Jones. Like, oh, what? That's crazy how they made him look so small.
Yeah. Yeah, all the
I don't even
effects and stuff. Man,
that's crazy.
Wild. Yeah,
that's really crazy.
I have to say too. Well, like one of my favorite lines in all the movies is when they're getting ready for battle, and he says something like, "I never thought I'd die next to an elf or something."
What about a friend?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's such a good line. And he's like, I could do that.
Yeah,
like,
that was a good
such
one.
a good, and it's earned, right? Because we've seen their relationship grow, and they've become kind of tight over the films. So,
and
like
then
to get to that moment,
elves and dwarves don't get along.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was really great. Man, another great line that got me was after Aragorn is like officially the king and they're there. And then he looks at the hobbits and he's like, my friends, you bow to no one.
Yeah,
and then like that was such a good moment. Yeah, it's even with the numerous endings. I mean, I felt better about it this time than the first time. I don't know, man. It hits and it's well done, and it does feel emotional. Like when they're back there and Frodo's writing the book. And he's like, man, it's been 4 years since we got back, and like my stab wound is still feels like it never healed. And you kind of get the sense that knows he's got to be out on his way. Yeah, it's good, man. They hit a lot of good like emotional beats, and it really is the epic of all epics, man. Like even more so than Star Wars. Just like,
you think so?
Yeah, it's just super epic. Like whatever the full definition of that word is, and yeah, all these characters, man. And it's a fun journey to go on. Like,
and what them. Do you give like 50-50 credit to like Tolkien and blanked on his name.
Peter Jackson?
Yeah, Peter Jackson, or as far as like the story?
I mean, I guess it's got to go to Tolkien first because it doesn't exist without him. And it is, it's your classic kind of hero's journey, right? It is like, it might as well be Star Wars in a sense,
Yeah.
But Tolkien, of course, and even though I said I wouldn't do this, there is a part of me that's like, maybe I will pick up the book someday. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me, but maybe sometime. But yeah, like he set the stage. But Peter Jackson to know and to adapt it with like love and admiration and respect. We don't see that a lot anymore. People just adapt properties to get as much money and
get the IP
to just like run it into the ground as much as they can and put whatever bullshit like
soundtrack,
fake modern, expectations on it.
Yeah.
The modern audience that doesn't exist and trying to like make it that.
Rings of Power.
Boom. Yeah. But just like, approach it with like respect, man. And know that like it's laid out for you. You just got to bring it to light. It's there. Don't put your bullshit on it. But from what I understand and what I've heard, people that know more about the novels too, is that Jackson, I guess, even Christopher Lee says this, like he did a really good job of knowing like what it didn't need, like what to get rid of.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to completely destroy the story and all that. But man, I mean, the actors, again, like the cinematography, the makeup, the effects, like these movies are firing on all cylinders, and there's like a lot of talent behind all of them. I do think, so I will say this one's not my favorite of the three. And I do think it takes a hit for me in terms of like some of the visual effects, for whatever reason that may be. Some of the storytelling, again, there's a contrived moment. There's some stuff where it's like, why did this just happen? And that might just be a symptom of the extended cut.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably watch this again in several months, maybe a year, and I'm just going to run the regular, like, theatrical. I think it would probably play better, honestly. I don't know if you feel a certain way about that, because I'm assuming you've seen it a lot more than I have.
Probably not a lot more. It's definitely like I said before, like, I've never had the time to just sit down and watch the regular is a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I'm usually involved in something else. But honestly, Return of the King I watched Fellowship and Two Towers way more than I watched Return of the King. So this was really refreshing for me as well. Like, I didn't even remember the beginning stuff at all. I definitely remember, like, Aragorn turning towards all the orcs with the sword. Like, I remember stuff like that.
Right.
I remember the elephants and all that stuff. But yeah, the extended was crazy long. It was so long.
It was really long, but I feel like they were all paced pretty well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was long, but like I was in the theater like having fun.
Yeah, like there was never a moment where I was like, oh God, like it all. For the most part, like there's a couple shots, like the Eowyn part with Faramir after she fake dies. Like that was the only part where I'm like, okay, this is obviously added and is like, I don't need this at all. Like that was kind of a moment. But other than that, I mean.
Do you think like it would have paid off better if Sauron had a physical, like if there's more of like having to kill him, not just dropping the ring in the fire?
Yeah, honestly, man, no, that didn't get to me. I was wondering if there's going to be a point. Originally, I thought that the Nazgul was Sauron coming back and forth. And then I realized, I was like, oh, that's not even him. It's like the dude from the first movie. The thing from the first movie. They were once men. This is that meme. Gets me. But... yeah, no, it didn't bother me at all. Like, I didn't feel that, like, we need a physical antagonist. I think there's been enough of that along the way to, like, fill that void. The Nazgul being kind of a big one.
It kind of sucked that the rest just, I mean, it would have been cool to see more battle, I guess. Like, at the end, the Eagles just take out the other ones, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't really get to see them actually get killed.
I do have to say, in a way, I'm kind of glad it worked out that way, because I don't know that another huge epic battle scene would have done anything.
I guess I'm just so
movie.
used to like, you got to kill the bosses, right. Like the big bosses got to die. Dude, I don't know if you were ever into fucking video games, but man, these movies spawned some of the funnest video games ever back in the day. Totally not related to the movie, but I mean, the video games are based on the movie, but man, they were so fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever played a Lord of the Rings game back in the day. I don't think so. I feel like I'd remember it to some extent. But
I think it was the Two Towers one. You could pick between Aragorn, Legolas, or Gimli, and you can play with friends.
And everyone chose Legolas, I bet.
Yeah, I always chose Legolas. Oh, I mean, and I would play with my dad. My dad would choose Gimli. Dude, good times, man. Good times, man.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. What's your favorite of the three? Still Two Towers?
Dude. Oh, man. I think it's still Two Towers.
Yeah, funny enough, I
love that the battle scene.
Helm's Deep.
Yeah, Helm's Deep.
I was telling my brother the other day, I was like, funny enough, I think, and after watching all three of them, I think Fellowship might be my favorite, man, which is probably an odd take. Who knows? But
in my head, I think just because there's no giant like war scenes,
right?
But there is a game. Now I think about it, like the Kraken and the Ogre. Those scenes are really fun.
Yeah,
in the caves, those are really fun scenes. So yeah, that one is pretty action packed too.
Yeah, and it does. Like, after that first movie, it makes the weight to get to the huge battles and like Two Towers like hit even harder because it's like you've been on the road so long to get to that point, like that final fight at Helm's Deep in the rain and the dark and like, oh man. I think for me now too, just at my age, I mean, I'm not like old or anything, but I think some of the fast action and cutting doesn't really do it for me as much as it used to.
I was gonna say it's yeah.
I'm just like, okay. Like,
I remember being a kid and being like, whoa.
Yeah,
like, this
right.
is so crazy fast. And then I just watched Braveheart recently.
Right.
And it's very similar. And I was wondering, you know, if they got some inspiration from that or...
Peter Jackson said, yeah.
For sure?
Braveheart was like a big influence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that. Like, I just put that together in my own head because I was like, the battle scenes were very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. And I loved Braveheart, man.
Yeah.
I forgot how good that movie is. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you think like you'd rather see like not so many shots? Like montagey kind of?
I don't know, man. I don't know that I would necessarily change anything.
Yeah.
Because it's all great. I just think for me and my sensibility now, maybe it just gets old kind of quick where I'm like, all right, yeah, we're here. We're swinging the swords around and it's cutting around and this and that. Again, I still like it, but it's just something that it just dawned on me that, again, I think just my sensibility is changing, whether that's age or what, or just that I've seen so many movies between then and now. Who knows? It's not a bad thing. Just an observation, a self-reflection, if you will.
You think they try to remake this in our lifetime?
They probably will. I think it would be a mistake.
Sooner than later?
I think sooner than later. Oh, man. Yeah, who knows? I mean, fucking Harry Potter is getting the go
that's
around.
Crazy too.
I don't know, man. Who knows? I would hope not.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the Star Wars trilogy or the Godfather trilogy, right? There's some things that you just shouldn't touch.
Yeah.
In this, it's like you're not gonna do better. You know what I mean? Like you're just not. And
because there's animated versions that came before.
Yeah, like the 70s and all that. But that's the thing, right? Like a cartoon compared to like here's the actual like epic movie. Like I would imagine this is like what Ben-Hur was back in the day. This was like our, you know. And I think I said this the other day that this really was like for our generation, kind of one of our pop culture touchstones, you know?
100%, man.
Yeah. And like, yeah, you can include that first 4 or 3 phases of Marvel in that perhaps, but I think this and Harry Potter were really kind of the last of that. Like, I don't know that we're going to quite see anything like that. Like, I just don't imagine us in my lifetime, I'll put it in the remainder of my lifetime, getting like the next epic trilogy. You know what I mean? That is like embedded in culture, man. You know, the game changer.
Even if someone's never seen any of the Lord of the Rings, you can do a Gollum impression and they'll know exactly what it is.
Yeah, my precious. People know that, you know. Potatoes.
That hits me deep. That one's so true. That's not even in the book. Peter Jackson was just preaching with that one.
Damn. All right, man. Well, I don't think I have anything else to add to it.
Nah, man. Return of the King is dope though. If you haven't seen the extended, definitely check it out. It's worth it all for that last scene with the mouth of Sauron. That was so cool to me. Yeah, I'd never seen that ever. Like it shocked me so much that it felt like it didn't even. I don't say it didn't belong, but like I was just like, what is going on? Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah. This episode probably won't be out till like after. I don't know how long they're screening it. I'm assuming.
I feel like they do it every once in a while.
Well, I know there's like. As far as like AMC big thing, because every year Secret Movie Club does they do all 3 of them back to back,
extended
like every year extended. Oh, wow. It's from like 9 a.m. to like midnight.
See, I think that's too much. I like that they did it like you have the whole weekend.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's cool too. But
you have to buy a ticket for each one.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you could, I think if anyone hasn't seen these in theaters or hasn't watched them, again, this is practically my first time Like, everybody needs to see these movies. And if you're like me and you weren't really into it when they came out, give it another go. Like, I think I told you this the other day. This will probably be in my like yearly rotation of like once a year. I'll probably throw these movies on maybe. But yeah, I mean, that said, everybody, is there any cool final quote from the movie I can use that we can end on? No. Well,
I'm back.
All right. Cheers. Thank you for listening to the Drinks and a Movie podcast. You can now find us on Instagram at Drinks and a Movie Pod, where we'll be posting photos from all the various films that we discuss. You can also email us at drinksandamoviepod@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and thank you for listening.